then drop them drawers. I know what you want. I ask myself, is this shit real?
What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Niquey Pooh, and today I am back with another story time. It's gonna be a quick one because there's not really much to this story, but I felt like I had to share it because what the fuck. But as you can see by the title, today I'm going to be sharing a story about a client horror story. If you don't already know, I'm a braider. I braid for a living. It's my full-time job. And this is how I make my living. Keep that in mind. And at this point in time when this situation happened, I was just getting out the hospital and my times were getting mixed up and my scheduling and stuff like that. So keep that in mind also, because this client really didn't take in consideration that I was sick for a couple of days. But anyway, that's besides the point. But anyways, if you guys are new to this channel, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe before you even get into the rest of the story time. I'll wait. Done? Okay, cool. I have the receipts pulled up here on my iPad, so if you see me looking down, this is why. So basically, I'm just now getting out of the hospital, resting up because I was hurt. My client messages me and says, okay, I got my times mixed up. I'm looking back at the dates and everything, and it wasn't when I was getting out of the hospital. It was when my booking site was down and clients were having trouble booking their appointments. So he texts me and says, having trouble trying to book on the app for tomorrow. And I said, tomorrow, what time? I only have availability. He was having trouble booking on my site. So that's when he messaged me and he said, having trouble trying to book on your site for tomorrow. And I'm asking him, like, what time tomorrow? I only have availability at this specific time. This was November 12th, and he didn't message me back until the 17th. So, I mean, okay. On the 17th, he reminds me again, it's still not letting him book, and mind you, I'm in the process of trying to get my booking site back up. So I tell him that I'm trying to get my booking site to start working again. And we're not going to give this client a name because, I mean, I feel like there's no need to. It's a really short story. So I tell him that my booking site is in the process of getting back up, and he replies, oh, and I ended up sending him my Instagram. So I'm thinking my site's working, so I'm sending him the link to it, and he's like, it's not working. It's not working. And I'm like, okay, send it again, try it again. Still not working. So I sent him the direct link to my website and it still wasn't working. So I just ended up telling him to give me a day and time and we can work something out. And I do have receipts, so I'm going to be putting them right here so you guys can see what I'm seeing. So I ended up sending him my direct link to my site and that ended up working. And I told him to book through that. And he replies that it worked, but he didn't see the style that he wanted on there. I didn't get a chance to respond in enough time, and he said he got it figured out and he just booked for whatever was closest to it. So I was like, okay, cool. Mind you, he booked 24 hours before his appointment. He always does that. It's either he would book the day before or he would want to book like a week before then and then leave me on red or delivered until the day of. Like, I would message him, like giving him the price and everything and asking him if the price was okay and blase, asking him a whole bunch of questions, and he just wouldn't respond. So, I mean, I put up with it because I put up with it all the time. That's just what customer service is. So I ended up texting him the day of his appointment because I had got my appointments mixed up because my site was being wishy-washy with who they wanted to book with, and I had to put people in my calendar and on my booking site, and it was just a hassle. It was too much, and everything was getting mixed up. So I asked him, hey, would you be able to come tomorrow morning? $10 will be taken off your service for the inconvenience. Right. So I asked him if he can come tomorrow, and I was going to give him $10 off for the inconvenience because it was on my part that it was an inconvenience for him. And I was like, why not take some money off? Because I feel like it's the right thing to do always, because if a stylist is inconveniencing a client, I feel like money should always be taken off just out of the courtesy of the client, because you don't know what they had going on and they don't know what you got going on. So, I mean, it plays both ways, but yeah, anyways. And then he replies, no, just NO. And then says, I need it done today. I have a work-related dinner. So I asked him, okay, what would you want done? Because I might have been able to squeeze him into that 2-hour gap that I had before my next client had came. Because I had 3 clients that day. And if I ever overbook a day by accident, I would end up taking the clients that I told I would do their hair before. Hold on. Okay, so if I end up overbooking a day, I would take the clients that I booked first, and then the clients I booked last, I would ask them to reschedule or cancel or get money taken off. Any of those options. So I asked him, okay, what do you want done? He sends me this picture, and he told me he sent it to me on my Instagram as well, which I got it on my Instagram too. I just didn't see it because it was in my requested and not in my primary inbox. So he sends me a couple of different pictures, as you can see right here, of a couple of different angles of what he wanted done. It was a nice hairstyle, and I was excited to do it, but I wouldn't have been able to do it that day because I overbooked. And he says, I DM'd you the video on Instagram too. What's the address? Same thing as last time? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. And then I say this. I was being polite. I was being nice. All of the above. I did not say one rude thing to him because it was my inconvenience and I felt bad. So this is what I said. I said, I'm trying to fit you into my schedule today, but I got my clients mixed up and it threw off everything. So I won't be able to do it today. I apologize, but you will get $15 off your next service. Mind you, I'm giving him money off of his next service, which, in my opinion, if you're getting money taken off your service, I would definitely taking that offer. Because instead of paying $85 of what you were going to pay, $85 to $90, I don't remember how much it was. Instead of paying that, you're paying what? I can't do quick math. You know how much it is. Anyways. So, I say that, and this is what he says. And I'm going to read it out loud just because I'm going to feel like I'm reading too. He said, ain't no way you bumped me for somebody else who probably want some more. I think he meant to say somewhat more expensive. But yeah. He said, you bumped me for someone who was probably somewhat more expensive. That's unprofessional. That's unprofessional and trifling. Now, out of my 8 years of braiding, I have never, ever in that time period been called trifling for getting my times mixed up. That's what really got me. That trifling word. Now, it's one thing to be called unprofessional, but trifling? trifling is crazy. And under the circumstances that it was in, you're calling me trifling? Like, be fucking for real. And then he says, ain't no next time, talking about some trying to fit me in when I spoke to you in text while I was booking. 38 hours before his appointment. 38. About 38. Let's say that. And then didn't send me what he wanted until the day of his appointment. So, this is what I say. And again, I wasn't even being rude, even though this irked my whole nerve. I said, these people booked way in advance. It's only occasionally that you book in advance. These clients came all the way from Dayton, Ohio. Oh yeah, I had 3 heads to do that came from Dayton. They all came from Dayton, Ohio. It was the same family, all 3 of them, and it took me all day to get their hair done. And I was seeing if I could fit him in either before, in between, or after I got finished with them. All medium knotless. And I'll show you a picture of all their hair too. And I'll put it in at the very end. These clients came all the way from Dayton, Ohio, and are already 20 minutes away when I tried to cancel them. And I even asked them where they were so I can see if I can move them to a later time or push them off until tomorrow just to get his hair done, just to get $75. I tried to fit you in and was going to tell you to come at 3:30 because I was finishing up earlier than I thought. But since I'm trifling, because I tried to fit you in, I don't need your service anymore. Have a great day. Not all money is good money. And I ended it off at that. I blocked him and I left it at that. Because me personally, I don't tolerate that type of disrespect. Like I said, it's one thing to call me unprofessional, but it's another thing to call me trifling. Because I'm not unprofessional, nor am I trifling. You can ask all my clients. I do not provide anything but a good service anytime somebody comes. I offer people water. I offer people snacks. I make sure they're comfortable and cool in my environment. Because I do hair out of my apartment for now. Because the shop I was in was charging too much. That's another story for another time. I make sure the heat or the air is on depending on the weather. I offer people blankets. I even offer BYOW. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But if you want to know, ask around or comment down below. I offer those type of services for people just so everybody can have a good time. And that's why I have a lot of returning clients, is because I'm not unprofessional. I am actually very professional for my age. I'm 18 years old and I run a great business and nobody can tell me otherwise. On that note, I really hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to become a Pooh Bear. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.
10:30, no later than drop them drawers. I know what you want. I ask myself, is this shit real?